Today we are doing something a little different, and I will be answering questions you asked me on Insta while I show you my drawing process. Okay, so let's get started. I am 29 years old and I am from Peru. I studied architecture in university, so since I had spare time for the first time in years while working from home during the lockdown, I decided it was time to rediscover some of my childhood hobbies. I started with the familiar, which was acrylic paints for me, and then tried oil paints, which I really did like. But then in June of 2020, I picked up graphite pencils for the first time since probably high school and fell madly in love with them. So it has been almost 3 years, which seems crazy because I feel like it was only yesterday. When I was a child, I loved drawing anything and everything, but just very basic outlines, nothing realistic or that involved any shading. So they were very much like cartoons. I remember I made up my own little characters, which were all girls, of course. Did I ever second guess myself? I guess I can say yes and no. It was really nice knowing that I was going to receive the same salary every single month while I was working my corporate job. But after learning that it's possible to be happy every single day doing something that you love, I just cannot go back to the mentality that I used to have. I really used to think that was how life was supposed to be, that having a job was supposed to be boring and soul-sucking, and that waiting and hoping for the weekend to come as fast as possible was normal. Sure, right now, as I am trying to make it as a full-time artist, it is a little nerve-wracking sometimes, and I still am not making enough to pay for all my expenses, but I have certainty that this is my path and that everything will work out for me. Other hobbies of mine include reading, going for long walks, meditation, and everything related to self-growth. I also love interior design. I'm always redecorating or rearranging my space, especially my studio, which is where I spend most of my time. My best art memories right now are probably when my clients receive their artwork and are blown away and super happy with the results, and they let me know. I also love when they send me pictures of my work all framed and hanging in their new homes. I just can't explain the feeling. It's surreal. Like the fact that someone would want something that I made hanging in their home. It's crazy. I loved this question, and there are so many things, but I wish I would have known sooner that society's standards and expectations really mean absolutely nothing, and that we do not have to feel pressure to fit into that made-up mold that we've always been told is considered the norm. I normally use the grid method to draw my outlines, but sometimes if I don't have enough time because it might be a commission or whatever reason, I just trace the outline. I actually just made a video about it because that is the method that I used for this drawing. I will link the video in the description. The paper I use the most is Bristol Smooth Paper by Strathmore, and it is 270 GSM. I have also tried the Arches hot pressed watercolor paper, and I love it, but I only have a small format paper pad for that one, so yeah, my go-to is the Strathmore paper, which I love. I have talked about the Beauty Blender so much on my Instagram account. It is one of the most game-changing tools that I have discovered so far. It makes blending so much easier and faster and just smooth. As always, you can find all my art supplies linked below and on my profile. First of all, thank you so much. I am planning to launch my first online course this year, but for now I will start hosting live workshops starting in March. So let me know what would be of your interest for me to teach you guys. Yes, the indentation technique works on all types of fur. I think that I stay motivated because I love the process. I see every drawing as an opportunity to learn and keep growing and keep getting better. Fall in love with the process and always keep in your mind that practice and every hour you spend on your craft will 1000% pay off, even if you can't see it yet. It also helps a lot to have such a beautiful, supportive community, especially on Instagram, since it's where it all started. You guys definitely inspire me to keep going and reassure me that I am on the right path. So thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I love you all. Patience is a practice. It will develop as you keep working on it, but it does run out from time to time. And what I like to do is to step away for a while, maybe go for a walk or just sleep it off until the next day, or maybe like a week later even sometimes. I find that when I am working on new things or textures that I have never done before, there is more resistance to get on the drawing table. But as I have said before, drawing is a mental game and all you have to do is learn to control your mind. When finding reference photos, you do have to be careful with copyright infringement. There are lots of photographers who have websites and actually sell licenses that allow you to use their photos as references. This is mainly my go-to, but in the past I have also reached out to photographers via DMs and asked for permission to use their work as they didn't have websites. Photographers are artists as well, and we all deserve to get paid for our job. I promise that I will work on a portrait very soon. I am truly craving drawing a human face, so it is coming. I earn absolutely nothing from Insta. I wish I did, but I live in Peru and it is pretty much excluded from most platforms' creator funds, so yeah, that's pretty nice. That is why it is very important to me right now to get my YouTube monetized, and so that I can start earning something for creating content, which I also love doing. Okay, so I feel like I am in a stage of my journey where I don't exactly know what my style will turn into. I love hyperrealism because it challenges me every single time, and it fascinates me that I can recreate life on paper with my own two hands. Like, I can't describe the feeling of holding one of my finished artworks in my hands. They just feel so precious, not only because I love the result most of the time or whatever, but it's just holding hours and hours of work and patience and mental breakdowns and moments of pride, and I don't know, it just feels amazing how all that can fit into a piece of paper. Lastly, I think you should just start. You need to just grab your medium and start drawing, because it doesn't matter how long you're out of the game. If it's something that you love and you learned, it will still be there, like riding a bike. And I love you too.